Is Pavlov VR worth playing in 2024? That's the question we're going to answer for you guys today. Is it still worth it? Is it still fun? Is the game dead? Let's figure it out. So let's start off with the first question. Is Pavlov VR still fun? The answer to this question would have to be yes. It is still fun. It's still the same game as I remember it back in 2022. In fact, there is more content than ever before in Pavlov VR. Right now in 2024, there's more maps, more game modes, more mods than ever before. Man, we even have cosmetics and weapon skins in the game now. But, and now this is a huge but, there is a huge issue with the game, which I'm about to get into. The second question, is Pavlov VR dead? And to answer this question, we need to know what your definition of dead is. If your definition of dead is that there are 0 players on the game, there are no lobbies, then no. The game still has players, it still has people in the game. Now, if you're asking me, is the game what it used to be like back in 2022, 2020 peak COVID time? Not really, no, it's not the same. Also, you gotta realize I'm grouping Pavlov Shack and Pavlov VR together right now. Because now Pavlov VR and Pavlov Shack are pretty much the same game, copy for copy, dude. The only difference is one is running natively off of Quest 2 and Quest 3, and the other one is running off of a personal computer. Now, I will go on record and say that Pavlov Shack definitely carries the better player count. There's a lot more people on Pavlov Shack. And that's mainly due to the game being a lot more accessible on Quest 2 than it is on PC. Because running games on a desktop is a lot harder than just having a Quest 2 and playing the game natively on that. So if all you're concerned about is player count, definitely go towards Pavlov Shack and not Pavlov on PC. But I will say the biggest W for Pavlov on PC was making the game crossplay with PSVR 2. Because beforehand, when you were playing Pavlov on PC, there was like really no lobbies at all, only like maybe a couple. But now since we have crossplay with PSVR 2, there's a lot more lobbies being hosted and a lot more people playing. So to basically boil it down, Pavlov VR is not dead on Shack nor PC, there are still players playing the game. But Pavlov VR is a lot more niche now. It is definitely way smaller than it used to be. When I initially picked up Pavlov Shack on the Quest 2, there was lobby after lobby after lobby. It was just never ending. It was like a brand new Call of Duty game. But now, basically, you're only going to find around 20 to 30 lobbies max in the game at a time. And there are different reasons for why the game is in this state. The reason Pavlov Shack is in this state right now is because the game went from free to play to pay to play. And the majority of people who play Pavlov Shack happen to be probably under the age of 10. And that was one of the biggest reasons Pavlov Shack had such a huge player count. Even now today, if you buy Pavlov Shack and you go play it, the majority of people that are going to be on there are going to be under the age of like 9, dude. And I can pretty much assure you that a lot of those kids probably didn't have the money to buy the game, and that's why you saw a huge decrease in players. Now, the reason Pavlov on PC is like this is a whole different ballgame. Now, while the devs were working on Pavlov Shack, they were low-key kind of neglecting Pavlov VR on PC. And this is back when the game had its peak player count. And so basically, just with no content coming out, a lot of people left the game and they never picked it back up again. And I'm not blaming this on Bankrupt Games, it's not their fault, they're just trying to do their job and develop the video game. And from what I've seen in the past year or two, they've been keeping the updates steady. I mean, they've got it figured out now. But it's also not their fault, a lot of people quit playing VR in general. Hell, even I stopped playing VR for a long time. Which is why the PSVR 2 crossplay compatibility was one of the biggest updates ever, because we got a whole new crowd in to play Pavlov on PC. And the majority of players on the PC version of Pavlov are PSVR 2 players. The only thing that sucks about PSVR 2 though is that there's no modding capability for that version of the game. And for Pavlov, mods are the biggest deal ever. The community keeps the game going with these amazing mods. But anyways, I'm getting off track here. To summarize everything that I just said, is the game dead? No, not completely. Is it what it used to be? No, not completely. And in my personal belief, the game is just not going to reach that status again. Everybody's seen and played the game and now they're ready to move on. But at the end of the day, is Pavlov VR worth it? And that is a very easy question to answer. Yes, Pavlov VR is worth the money. On all versions of the game, Pavlov Shack is worth the money, Pavlov VR on PC is worth the money, and Pavlov on PSVR 2 is worth the money. They are all pretty much the same game. But the definitive experience is definitely going to be Pavlov VR on PC. It has the most content and the best graphics. The only thing is that those player counts are a little bit lower than they are on Quest 2. But my question to you guys, and I want you guys to answer this down in the comments, is a higher player count better if all the players are like 5 years old? Because when I play Pavlov VR on PC, the audience is a lot older. They're a lot more mature. We can have way more fun in those lobbies than I can on Pavlov's Shack. But don't get me wrong, a Pavlov lobby is a Pavlov lobby. It's going to be crazy no matter what. But if you've never played Pavlov VR before, get the game and give it a try. It is one of the most fun VR games I have ever played, and it is still my favorite VR game. Despite the toxic community that I have built my channel around, I still love the game, I love the community, I love everybody, man. It is worth the money 100%. You just have to realize what you're getting into and what kind of experience you can expect from these games. Pavlov VR is not really a VR shooter, it's a sandbox with guns. So is Pavlov VR worth it in 2024? Yes. And if you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and smash that like button. And while you're at it, go ahead and join my Discord. What are you doing with your life, man? But anyways, guys, peace out.